Hello and welcome to this guide to Rise of Industry. In this video, I'll show you the most important things you need to know to get started with the game. Once you generate your map, you'll need to decide where to place your headquarters. You'll need to take things like demand, price of products, and space for expansion into account. The game will automatically focus the camera on the largest city on the map, so it's a good place to start. You can open the towns panel by clicking on its name. Here, we can see what shops are in town, and by clicking on their icon we can open their panels as well. These are the products that the shop demands. The percentage next to the price is how much higher or lower the price of this good is compared to the global market. All cities start with a farmer's market and a hardware store, but cities with big enough population may start with an additional third shop. These shops demand higher tier products that are more profitable but require more complexity, and it may not always be wise to try and start with them. It's a good idea to start with farm produce as it's quite easy and profitable in the early game, but you need to remember that livestock produces more than one product and you need to sell all of them to make profit. In that case, we will look for a shop that demands, for example, both chicken and eggs or wool and mutton. Remember that you don't have to do this exactly the same way. You can develop and try your own strategies. As you gain more experience, you'll also learn to take other factors into account. After you decide where to start, you'll need to place your headquarters in the same region as the city. This will give you a free permission to build there. You'll also be able to buy permissions to build in other regions, but that will cost you money. Now, we can open the recipe book and look for the products we want to make. Here, you can find information about necessary ingredients, and if you click on them, you can learn about their ingredients as well. To breed chickens, we'll need water and wheat, but before we are able to place any building, we need to research it first. To do that, we need to open the tech tree. The tech tree is divided into many categories, each with its own unlocks related to the industry. We begin with 3 free unlocks and we can use them to kickstart our first production line. In this guide, I'll try to supply the town with chicken and eggs, so I need to research both wheat and chickens. I could save my last free unlock or use it on something else. We will begin with placing the water siphon somewhere near a water body to start pumping water. Now, we can put some water harvesters on the shoreline and connect them with the water siphon. It's important that the roads overlap or else they will not be connected. If you chose to make a product that requires finite resources like iron or oil, you can press tab several times to toggle between different labels. This will help you find those resources on the map. To extract ores, coal, oil, gas and fish, you'll need to place a gatherer close to the nodes and the harvesters on top of those nodes. In this case, there's no need to connect the harvesters with the gatherer. As for the lumberyard, you still need to connect the harvesters to the gatherer. The amount of trees around them determine the production speed of the lumberyard. Now, we'll place a crop farm and livestock farm somewhere close. We also need to put fields for both of them. Once we do that, we can set up our transportation of goods. First, we'll open Water Siphons panel and go over to Destinations tab. Here, we can decide where we want to send our water. All possible destinations are sorted by distance, so the closest ones are always on top. We need to send water to the crop farm and the livestock farm, as they both require it to work. We can also specify how many units we want to store at the destinations. Keep in mind that this value is bound to the destination and not the supplier. Changing it here will also change it for other suppliers that send products to that specific farm or factory. We also need to send wheat to the livestock farm in the same way. All of this can be automated using warehouses, but I will talk about them in another video. To finish our production line, we will need to send final products to the shop. The process is exactly the same, but we need to choose the shop as our destination. Remember that we need to do this for both chicken and eggs. Every 15 days, the shop will pay you for the products they consumed. If you oversupply, you will not only have to pay for the upkeep and not receive money, but you will also decrease the price of the good and in turn make less profit. You can also sell to the state, but because the state pays only half the price, doing this is highly unprofitable and should only be done during an emergency. Cities will grow if you keep supplying them with products, but I will also talk about this mechanic in another video.